Greetings, Ben Murray here with another edition of SaaS Metrics School. Welcome. So today, talking contracted MRR versus P&L MRR. And this came about, this topic today, because I received an email from a founder from, you could say, kind of a finance accounting software platform. And a lot of accountants asking, well, why does this MRR differ from this MRR or differ from what we see on the P&L? So a lot of different meanings for MRR. Of course, MRR is monthly recurring revenue. This could be an MRR number that we take from our bookings report. It could be, again, MRR from our P&L, MRR from some other source. So let's start with the P&L. So when we look at MRR on our P&L, so that's subscription revenue, of course, this is our monthly recurring revenue. And typically we apply revenue recognition to it. So if we invoice annually, we're amortizing that revenue over the contract duration. And that could come in the form of even monthly amounts. We could recognize revenue on a daily rev rec basis. So we have that MRR amount on the P&L. Of course, it depends on the subscription start date. So if it starts mid-month, we may have a prorated amount of MRR on the P&L. Of course, many customers' MRR building up to that total MRR balance on the P&L. So rev rec is at play here. Now, when we think about contracted MRR, we think maybe we have 100 customers paying us $50 a month, and that's my contracted MRR. Now, maybe then you go look at the P&L and you're wondering, well, why is my MRR lower on the P&L? Well, again, that if you signed up, say 5 customers in the month, and they started mid-month or later in the month, and you're doing daily rev rec or prorated rev rec, you're going to have a lower MRR for that month. Now, all things equal, next month, the contracted should equal what you see on the P&L. Of course, if you have daily rev rec, they're going to be daily differences. So we just have to be careful which MRR we're looking at. Is it an invoiced MRR? Is it contracted MRR? Is it a rev rec MRR? Because those can be different depending on how we're measuring those. So just a quick kind of, I guess, just quick lesson on this, because it seems like it is coming up when people look at MRR and dashboards, look at MRR and P&Ls. And again, we have to understand the source of that. Where is that data coming from that is giving us a representation of that MRR? Thanks.